Hello, my name is Rosie Wallace and I'm the Careers Advisor at Wangels College. Thank you for joining me today for this session on Year 11 options. We'll be breaking down Year 11 options into two areas in this session. One is looking more specifically at the pathways available, and the second is to think about the Magic 3. Whilst thinking about the pathways, I would encourage you to think about how do you fit into these options, which one sounds most like you, and which bits do you like or dislike about each one. So the three pathways available are the academic pathway, the applied pathway, and the technical pathway. And I'm going to look at those with you in a little bit more detail. The academic pathway is the one that's probably been around the longest, and one that probably people know the most about. So you may well have heard of A-levels. Quite often people study 3 or 4 subjects, so it has the benefit of being broad. So if you're not sure what you want to do, this is an option that would keep your number of avenues available to you. So they tend to be traditional subjects, so things like English, maths, physics, chemistry, but you may also have other subjects, newer subjects, things like media, sociology, psychology, economics in there as well. They tend to be mostly exam assessed, and they are offered at level 3. So that means that you often ask for 5s or 6s at GCSE in order to study this route. You can study A-levels in a sixth form college, a sixth form within a school, and also in a further education college. The second pathway is the applied pathway, and this is maybe a slightly newer option, and you may well or may not have heard of BTECs or applied A-levels. If you're taking the applied A-level route or a single BTEC, you can still keep the option of 3 or 4 subjects. The style of study tends to be more specific, so if you're someone who likes to learn about something in context, this might be for you. They tend to be slightly more job related and slightly more coursework assessed. So if you're going to study a BTEC as a single subject or applied A-levels, they are still level 3 qualifications, so they're still asking for a higher level of qualification at GCSE, but quite often these will start at a 4. So if you're thinking about getting 4s or 5s, maybe this would be a good option for you. If you're thinking about a single BTEC subject, so this is where you study one subject only, these are offered at level 1, level 2 and level 3. So level 1 and level 2 require slightly lower entry requirements. For level 2 it's mostly 3s, and for level 1 it's lower than 3s. You might study subjects such as engineering, business, health and social care, media, digital broadcasting, performing arts. There's a whole range that's available to you. And after you've studied at level 3, you can go on and progress to university. So think about it as a ladder. If you're starting at level 1 or level 2, you might be working up that ladder. And we'll look a little bit more at that in detail when we come on to the Magic 3. The third pathway is the technical pathway. Majority of people have probably heard of apprenticeships or MVQs. And these are where you're studying one subject, so you're ready to think about a specific job that you'd like to train in. So the kinds of things that maybe come up with this are things like hairdressing, any of the construction trades, beauty, but also things like engineering, business administration, early years, care, health work. They tend to be majority in the workplace, so you might be on day release, so you're working 4 days a week and maybe going to a college or training provider 1 day a week, or block release where you're studying a few weeks in the workplace, and then you go to a training provider to actually do the theoretical basis behind it. They are very specific and job related. The government has brought in this new qualification that joins this pathway called the T-level. Now, the T-level aims, from my perspective, to try and join together the academic study and the and the workplace. So they are more academic in their nature, but you are spending a lot of time on placement. No salary for this one, unlike apprenticeships. Last year, these were offered in digital and health at level 3 only locally, and that portfolio is building now. So one to look out for, one to explore when you go and visit some of the colleges. So we've looked at the pathways. We've talked about the academic pathway, which will be offered in sixth forms, further education colleges or sixth form colleges. The applied pathway, where the combination, I don't think we mentioned it actually, the combination of 3 or 4 subjects can be offered in a sixth form environment such as Wangels, but doesn't tend to be offered at Reading College and Bracknell Wokingham College, but you can find a range at Henley College, and single subject BTECs, which can only be studied at a college. T-levels likewise will also be studied at a college, and apprenticeships, it's a case of finding the employer. So the work will be there, the work will be trying to find the employer to take you on. So thinking about those different pathways and thinking about how you fit into that a little bit more, you might have started thinking about which one of those suits you more, which style of learning do you like the best? But let's think about it more specifically. So what I like to call the magic 3, which level course is right for you? How do you like to learn? And do you have any career ideas? So I put together this table, I guess, to try and help you work out which level to start your research at. So as you can see, there's different qualifications levels at GCSE, and depending on what you come out with, there's a starting point for you. It's important that you try your best. You try and get as high as you can, because you have more options available to you. But please don't worry if you're not someone who's going to be getting 5 or above at GCSE. There is an option for you on this ladder at level 1, level 2 or level 3. So you can see at the bottom there, so for example, if you're someone who's looking at 3s at GCSE, you might be looking at a level 2 applied and technical pathway. If you're someone that's getting 8s and 9s at GCSE, fantastic, you might be looking at the academic pathway as your starting point. Please be aware that there are particular pathways required for certain careers, so that's worth checking up on, just to make sure you're keeping those doors open. And if you're slightly borderline, or you're hoping to get 4s, but you might get 3 in, say, maths or English, please have a backup plan. You can hold offers at a number of providers, and that will help you to take some of the pressure off you and to go into results day with the best possible situation. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Moving on now to how I like to study. And again, I've tried to put this into some kind of table or form that will make this a little bit more simpler or a little bit more accessible. So thinking about, how do you like to be assessed? Are you someone who likes to be assessed through coursework or exams, or can you do either? Do you prefer more traditional subjects, or are you ready to do something more practical? Are you someone it's important to keep your options open? Or are you someone who's ready to be more specific? Thinking about all these options to start your research. This isn't a one-size-fits-all and this is all the answers. This is where to start your research and think about where you want to be. Quite often it's our nature to think specifically about a job and go straight to that. But what I would encourage you to do is to come back from that and broaden it out first. So first of all, start with something much broader. I understand all the options, the different types of courses, and once you've done that, then it will naturally come to a more specific point later on. So we talked a little bit about which doors you want to keep open, and where can you find that out? Well, a good starting point for that is Unifrog. You should all have your logons, and you can look at the careers library and the subjects library to explore which careers are linked to which subjects and which careers ask for certain qualifications. If you get stuck with this, please let us know. We're more than happy to help you with it. So today's session has been on pathways and the Magic 3. I hope this has helped answer some of your questions and explained what's available to you to help you start thinking about where you belong in the next part of your journey. Thank you very much.